Our US Meat Export Federation mission basically is putting US meat on the world's table. But we have doing more now in a sense as in we want to increase the value and profitability on this product that we export into the international market. We want to be recognized as a global leader in analyzing, cultivating, and penetrating international red meat market. Back then, Filipino chefs and consumers have very little information about what is US beef. Okay, but we have able to see a lot of introduction into the international hotel because in the 90s, this is where a lot of the international chefs comes into the Philippines, and this is where they bring along their knowledge and at the same time their requirement on high quality beef. And this is where US beef is required from all these chefs. We able to have some of the product presence in the market and able to serve in the restaurant. This is how the consumer and the operators or the chef get to know US beef and its quality. The Singapore office, which is the hub of ASEAN, we started way back in 1985-86, and Philippines is one of the top market, and we have started the office here as early as 2016, if I remember correctly, because we see the importance of this market and to have a pair of boots on the ground to service the operators and then to also to support the importers. In US, many of our beef producers are family operates. A lot of all these passions and love are being put onto the product. And that's why this is where the USDA quality plays a big role. Why? Because to make sure food is safe and make sure the meat is wholesome. And then with that, we have the assurance by the USDA on their food safety program. As what I always say, we cannot be act like an ostrich that, within our own world. We need to understand what is our competitor doing. We need to understand their strength and their weakness. Likewise, we need to understand where we stand and what is our strength and weakness. And with that, we were able to create either a demand or look at what the supply we have to make it much more well received and acceptable by the market. And then also another thing is that Filipinos understand and appreciate quality. They know this is a good piece of meat and it is the price that they pay for. During the early 2000s, there are various shows in the Philippines. So we started off with the first Wolfax. We did a US pork competition. And then bit by bit, we come in with US beef competition. And the last, I would say, 5-6 years, or even before COVID, we start with the US lamb to be part of the whole competition program. And we even further extend it with US pork with local Filipino cuisine, as Filipino love pork. And I am sure our quality of our US pork able for them to really do very well under this local cuisine competition. And finally, we find that Wolfax will be the one that we wanted to continue to invest because we see the passion in the group. So this is why the relationship continued to grow for more than 10 years. A product in the market always has different stages of the maturity. And we have seen how we evolve, how we have presence from the food service. We started off with food service. This is where the chefs, have the first encounter with us. And slowly we penetrate into retail. And this is where the consumer has the interaction with us. We encourage the operator, be it the chef or even the homemaker, to think out of the box when they wanted to cook the next good meal, to have good time with the families, with the loved one, and even with the customer. It is very important to understand both science and art because one, you have good understanding on how the meat behaves, how to treat it under the science part. And on the other side, it is the art, that the application. It's just how innovative, how creative you want to be.
Simpol.ph, living made simple.